everybody. Happy Friday. Let me know when you guys get in here so we can begin, my loves. Cheers to you all. When I see you guys arriving, I will begin. Welcome to Beyond the Veil. I am Adina. We are live on Friday, Day of Venus. Happy Friday, everybody. Bless you all. Just waiting for some of you guys to check in, get in, and we will begin. Hey, Christine. How are you, honey bunny? Hey, Cece Barbie. How are you girls this Friday? How's you guys' day been? It's the weekend. I hope you guys are feeling amazing, looking amazing, bank accounts amazing, all that good amazing stuff. Hey, Mari. Cheers to the girls who are on time. I'm doing excellent. Thank you, Sissy Barbie. Just waiting on all of you guys to show up so we can hang out a bit. Just a tad bit this Friday. This isn't going to be such a serious Friday. I reckon this will be a little fun, a little messy, I suppose, considering the topics we're talking about. Where are all you guys as cousins? Where is everybody? It's Friday. It's 6 o'clock. Nobody's in here. Should I cancel this live and do this some other time when everybody has time to congregate with me? Hi, Sentinel 17. How are you and happy Friday? Hey, Adam. I understand being selfish can be hard on you, but it's required. You are yourself. Sentinel, I'm sorry you're not doing very good, but I hope that changes. Thank you, Acting Page. All right, well, at least one. Hey, Jazzy Beck. Since at least one of my moderators is in here. Hey, Taryn. Since at least one of the moderators is in here, I guess I'll go ahead and begin. First of all, happy Friday. Blessings and abundance to you all this day of Venus. I am having a Saint Germain cocktail again, and cheers to you. 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 Cheers. So, you guys, May 12th, let's just get this business stuff out of the way. May 12th is going to be the road opener / blockbuster ceremony. Please check out reviews for all of my ceremonies on my YouTube post page and both my Instagram page if you need to see reviews first. This is going to be a ceremony that is going to remove any and all, hey Tiara, any and all obstacles, blockages. I'm even going to try to see if I can get debts lifted, and I know that they are coming for student loans. So I'm going to see what we can. May 12th, you have your second surgery. I'm going to add you into the ceremony, Mari. But I think I'm going to do it for you earlier than May 12th because I don't want to be working on you while you are in surgery. So I will text you. Hey, JD. So the blockbuster is to remove blockages, obstacles, closed doors, and if there are any doors that are no good for you, we will place you onto roads that are prosperous for you. Get any kind of hexes, curses, blockages out of the way so that whatever you are attempting to do in life won't be obstructed. Happy Friday, Miss Carol. So that happens on May 12th. It is a group ceremony, so it is discounted to $50 per person. You can email me if you'd like to participate at beyondtheveiladina@gmail.com. Also, I have a new membership tier that I am preparing to launch within the next couple of weeks. In this membership tier, I'm excited too, JD. I'm always excited for ceremonies. In this new membership tier, it will include everything that the current membership tiers have. So you guys will still get to experience exclusive content, except for in this tier, which I haven't figured out the name for it, but I'm thinking about calling it the PhD tier or something like that. I will go through my products and I will show how to use them. For instance, one second. For instance, this here is Get Money Bitch. No, this is a domination oil. I call it Jezebel oil. Um, and I don't I don't ever tell people about this often because it shouldn't be used lightly. Um, and so, anyways, I show how to use this, and I'll even show some candle. You know, if you were to purchase the domination oil and wonder how to use it, I'll be showing you ways how to use it. And then we have this money oil. This is mine. This is about 2 years old. I just keep refilling it with oil, but all the herbs and stuff, and there's real money in here. Um, it's about 2 years old, and I just keep refilling it with oil. Somebody actually, I have a few bottles of this to ship out next week, so I'll be making some of this tonight. But this is money oil. Anytime I do a ceremony on you guys that involves prosperity or abundance or money or success, you guys get this shit here. Look at that. Look how murky it is. I think that's money. Anyways, I'll show you guys the best ways to utilize these products. Um, I think my first video I'll be on live showing you guys how to make my recipe for one of my cleansing baths, my kind of general purpose, all purpose cleansing bath. And that's a recipe that I actually give to you guys often. So I'll be showing how to make that, how to use it, how to utilize all the things. And I'll give you guys, tips and things like that along the way that have nothing to do with my products. But that's what the membership tier is going to be like. You will learn things. For those who have always asked me for mentorship, there's certain things I can't teach. There's certain things that I can. But I'll be showing you guys how to utilize some of these products. All right. And how to utilize your own personal magic. You all have some. You all have it. And the more you exercise it like a muscle, the better you get at things, just like anything else. With that being said, SZA and Kendrick Lamar are currently on their tour. I don't know what the tour is called, but they're currently on tour. And I don't keep up with it, but I believe it's going well. But it made me curious because I remember, first of all, there's rumors that SZA and Drake used to date. SZA and Drake had some songs together, and since SZA and Kendrick were label mates, however, in this season of the beef, I think it's interesting that we see SZA standing 10 toes down with Kendrick all throughout the beef and all of that stuff. So I would like to see how SZA feels about the beef between Kendrick and Drake. And if she has chosen sides, how did she get to the point where she chose a side? We've never publicly heard of her and Drake beefing, at least I haven't. So it was seen that by standing behind Kendrick in this season, Drake probably would see that as her choosing sides. At least I would. But let's see. Handy dandy Florida water. Hey Phoenix. Hi Layla. I love that name. That's such a pretty name, Layla. Reminds me of a flower. Definitely would see that as choosing sides. So let's see what brought SZA to this moment. I've never heard them talk about each other either. And SZA seems to be the type, to me, she seems to be the type that tries to stay neutral in things where she could get dragged. But she's standing 10 toes down behind K Dot, as they call him. So let us see how we got to this point. Most High Mother and Father God, thank you for this beautiful Friday, this day of Venus. Thank you for YouTube. Thank you for all of these beautiful viewers. Thank you for my gift. Please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of SZA. They are both Scorpios. Ugh. That probably is a weird, weird, weird situation. All these unspoken tensions and beefs and all. It seems very toxic. They probably have never hi SZA songs, hi SZA songs, hi SZA songs, hi SZA songs since she said hi about 4 or 5 times. They seem like they would have fallen out with each other and never said a word. Like the last time they saw each other, it seems like they would have been on great terms. And then after that, there's beef, and no one, no one, including them, knows why. Excessive fibber. I love that. I love that excessive fibber. SZA, darling. SZA, SZA, SZA. SZA, SZA, SZA. Please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of SZA. I honestly agree with you, JD, that SZA and Drake probably should be perfect for each other. All right. SZA, tell me, how do you feel about, where do you stand in this Drake and Kendrick beef, SZA? SZA, where do you stand in the Drake and Kendrick beef? Obviously, you're on tour with Kendrick, but you can easily say that's strictly business. Spirit, please allow me to speak to SZA's spirit, soul, and collective energy, and have her speak from her soul's truth and keep nothing hidden from me. SZA, where do you stand in the Kendrick and Drake beef? Hey, Jess. You know what? This makes me feel like SZA used to see Drake a certain way, used to have an opinion about him. And it seems like now she sees either him or some things about him for what they really, really are. It's like she had an aha moment with Drake. It's almost like, you know what, this whole time I really didn't even notice this about him until now, and now I see it. I also think that she chose sides, but in a way that she can say that she didn't. Because she never publicly came out and said she did, but she's been, side by side with Kendrick in the peak of his um, post Drake moment. And that is choosing sides, but it's almost like she's trying to do it in a safe way to where maybe no one will call her out because it looks like this just makes sense for them to do business together. But in the same way, it feels like it's like cheering for Kendrick, but not outwardly, but not for any real reason. I don't think that there is any real solid beef. It feels like a bandwagon. Just a little bit, though. Just a little bit. I honestly don't believe that SZA has a real solid beef with Drake. I think that maybe this is a little bit of clout, but not saying she's using this for clout. I do believe that she was minding her business and Kendrick probably wanted, or his team probably thought this was a good idea to do the tour with her. So I'm not saying that she was chasing this moment, but if I'm asking about where she stands in this, she obviously sees Drake being exposed. And I think that throughout this situation, she's come to feel like he's corny or maybe have changed an opinion about him, or people used to always say certain things about him, but she never saw it for herself until this beef. And now it's like, yeah, Drake, actually, you are corny. But it doesn't feel like direct beef. Tower moment in the past, that would be the beef. The Drake Kendrick moment. She's been friends with him for so long and they're close. I agree. I agree, Taryn. All right, she'll be busy. Busy, busy, busy. On this tour. Hmm. I think she also probably has some other stuff going on besides the tour that she may really want to focus on, but because she's obligated to do this tour, she's stuck to it. Kendrick isn't on her label anymore, but it seems like it's like it made sense to work with Kendrick, and she's not really losing out on anything by choosing sides with Kendrick and upsetting Drake. Because I think that they already had agreed, or she had probably already decided that she wasn't going to be working with him anymore. before this, so it didn't really cost her anything. And because kind of like the whole industry is against Drake currently, she feels safe about the side she chose. I I just don't get any real beef between these two. I think she acknowledges that those gentlemen are in the middle of a big brawl. I think she feels like a bunch of people probably attacked Drake at once, but she probably feels like he deserved it. Since there's no one real victim in this card, she probably feels like he deserved it. And external to this, it seems like Drake is really stressed out about this lawsuit that he started and created. Not just stressed out, but like it's consuming him. It's all he can think about because it's his last chance to win. Now, when this beef first happened last year and I first looked into it, I looked into both Kendrick and I looked into both Drake. You guys can revisit those because it was the first ones I did on both of them right after them. Drake had the Two of Wands in his outcome, and I mentioned that he's going to be looking, digging to find stuff on Kendrick, probably putting money out there to get dirt on Kendrick. Now, I just recently heard that Drake or his team offered one of Kendrick's ex girlfriends some money for information on Kendrick, and she turned it down. And we also know that Drake filed a lawsuit, and in this lawsuit, he is attempting to have access to Kendrick's contracts and, all kinds of ins and out of his dealings with UMG. And so, in a way, yes, a whole year later, he is still trying to get tea on Kendrick. And I think that granting him the opportunity in court to have access to Kendrick's business dealings in his contract would be Drake's checkmate because he would have access to all of Kendrick's personal business with the label. He can then come to whatever conclusions he wants. He can then, say, oh, you're really not the man per your contract. You this, and this, and this, and this, and I'm better than you because I had this, and this. There would probably be all types of anonymous leaks if he were to get his hands on that would come out to paint Kendrick in a bad light. And so Drake is consumed with this lawsuit because he needs to win it to beat Kendrick. He's I don't think he feels like he's gonna beat him lyrically or musically. If he can one up him in this lawsuit vis-a-vis his bosses, UMG, then that I think that feels like a checkmate for Drake. And Scorpios can obsess over a thing. I think that he's fully consumed and obsessed with trying to win at this point legally. I think that he feels like that's all he has. Now, hopes and fears has something to do with things that could be exposed if this court situation continues on and gets murky. And this is in SZA's energy. Even though I don't think that she's concerned about it directly affecting her, I think because of how she's kind of standing in the middle of this war, looking at it from both sides, I think she's concerned about how it affect maybe Drake or both of them if they got to really exposing each other, or if Drake and the label got to exposing each other because Kendrick has nothing to do with this lawsuit. I think SZA is concerned for Drake about how things would look for him fighting this label, things that he's willing to expose to burn down the whole house, and things they'd be willing to expose about him to defend themselves. I think SZA is sitting there like, this could get ugly. This can get ugly for you, Drake. However, the outcome for SZA, as far as she's concerned, she's chosen a side, and that's the side of the tour that she's on. If she wasn't choosing a side, she would have turned down this tour. But I don't even get like, I have a beef with Drake, so I'm gonna side with you. This is more like, this is a great opportunity. Fuck Drake. You'll be alright. That's what this is from SZA. I don't see any real beef. I do think that either she or he spoke out about her dating him when she was underage. And I do think SZA sees, oh God, JD, you such a barb. I do see SZA sees him potentially being in trouble for that behavior because she may know more about that situation behind the scenes and stuff like that that us general public don't know about, which is why people feel this comfortable about saying these things about Drake in the first place. I think there's things that we don't know about, and SZA kind of alluded to it because she said she dated him when she was young. She could say a lot more about him if she wanted to, but she notices that that's kind of happening on its own. So no, I don't see any real beef coming from SZA. I just kind of see, listen, sucks for you, Drake. I'm sorry, but I don't know that man. They might be only 2 or 3 years apart, but you know, when people are getting exposed for liking minors, they'll really highlight those 2 or 3 years. Right about now for Drake, those 2 or 3 years might not have looked bad before, but they look extra bad now. I agree. A person who will lie about having freckles, they'll lie about anything. I wouldn't trust. I wouldn't trust. I wouldn't trust SZA if I couldn't see her. But hey, I'm not a big fan of her music and stuff. Not saying that I'm not a fan. I just don't listen to her music, so I have no real bias about her. All right, moving right along. I had wrote down my topics today because I'm trying to stay focused. So if you see me look over and glance over, I'm trying to keep myself focused and on task and on point. Thank you, JD. I don't know what that means to get a birthday cake, but birthday cake so yum yum. Birthday cake so yum. Is that what I do when I get gifts? Is that how I'm supposed to act? I'm very mellow today. I don't know why. I think I kind of really am in a really chill mood. Thank you, JD, for the hat. Birthday girl like hat. Birthday girl like hat. Ooh, ooh. What do I do when I get a hat? Like, I know what to do when I get cake, but what do I do when I get a hat? Howdy, ma'am. Do I say howdy, ma'am? It's the alcohol making me a little bit chill. This cocktail here, it's very grown and sexy. It's definitely for the grown women, the ladies. This ain't what you just throw back when you trying to turn up and get lit. You sip this at a business meeting when when you trying to do a little something something. See, this is a cocktail for people who network. Because my social life is mixed with my business life, so networking for me is fun. I love a happy hour. I love a cocktail hour where I can kind of mix business and pleasure at the same time. We can talk business over some light food and a nice cocktail. That is my kind of vibe, actually. This is, I would drink this. I drink a lot of Saint Germain cocktails when I'm out handling business, when I'm trying to relax. When I'm out to party, then I like Don Julio and other stuff. So yeah, it's the drink, and it's this Mary Jane that my my weed man gave me today. It has me feeling very, I don't know, very just lay back, kicking, and enjoy the ride. All right. So I told you guys Megan Thee Stallion was getting ready to release Bet I Can't Leave That Lipstick at the Base. I don't know what base you're talking about, but this is Gothic Hippie on the Lippy. Shout out to Tiara. She's in the chat. She is the owner of this lipstick. So I don't know what you're talking about, but why would I leave it at the base when it looks amazing on my lips? I don't leave this Voodoo Lippy anywhere, actually, but on my lips. Thank you very much, Jordan. I told you guys Megan Thee Stallion was getting ready to drop something. Just like I told you guys, it's something else I was supposed to say I told you so about, but I forgot. So now that she has, and people are saying that she may have taken some shots, most notably towards Cardi B. I like to see how Cardi B feels about that. Shall we? JD, how didn't you know? I thought the Barbs patrol these things. I thought the Barbs keep their eyes on the ops at all times. Yes, JD. Megan Thee Stallion released a song, and it is like a song that is very rah-rah. Not like a party one, but like one where people would assume that she's talking her shit and taking the shots. Yes, it's called Whenever. JD, listen, y'all, JD, she's such a barb. She's such a barb that it's a gag for her that she wasn't even aware that that lady dropped. It's like Barb's can take anything and turn it into a diss towards Nicki Minaj's ops, because she's like, gagged. I didn't even know she dropped. JD is so funny to me. I just love her so much. She's so funny. All right. Oh, you guys are so funny. All right. You heard from a T channel she was dropping today, so you went to check what shot she attempted to throw. I don't know anything about anybody's releases but mine on June 20th, but I know I was on the Instagram, and that's where I saw and heard some of it. Yes, it was on Neighborhood Talk. That's where I saw it. And I think I listened to it when they posted it, but I'm just not well versed enough in the things that they have going, that she has going on, to know what the shots were. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I had errands to run today. So let's see. When we do blackouts, it's nobody but Nikki. Okay, that's fair. You got them hoes blocked. Noted. Duly noted. All right, Most High, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Cardi B, Belcalis Almanzar. Cardi, Cardi, come on out and party. Cardi, Cardi. All right. Belcalis, do you feel like Megan Thee Stallion was taking shots at you? Cardi B, do you feel like Megan Thee Stallion was taking jabs or shots at you? Now, I've said last year long time ago. I don't even know what video I was reading on, why. It might not even been a video. It might have been one of those written out posts, but I said those girls were beefing. And I mentioned that they were supposed to do some joint situation. That BAPS thing was supposed to be like a longer joint endeavor, but the girls couldn't get it together. The girls couldn't get right. Megan had just signed with Rock Nation, and at that moment, she was like, F Cardi, F BAPS, F needing to team up with anybody else now. I don't need anybody. And that was it for her, I believe. That was it. Of course I did, JD. A long time ago, of course I did. Horses and strippers never work. Oh my gosh. No, Tiara, I'm sorry. We are not. I actually have been doing work for clients last night and today, and I have money oil to make. I have a gree to make all tonight. So I'm sorry, no seance tonight. But don't shoot me because I'm getting ready to launch a new membership tier. So I may not do seances every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I am going to definitely do them on definitely Mondays. You know what? I'll keep them on Mondays and Fridays and then just take Wednesday and not do the seances. Sorry. Just because I'm about to start doing extra content, and that's a lot, y'all. That's a lot. And I still got to sell some houses. Still got to find time to do consultations and services for you guys, too. So I'm trying to pace myself and not overwhelm myself so that I can stay in quality shape and not just be wearing myself thin or doing too much. But I think I'm going to do the membership tier videos. I'm going to do those every Sunday. And on Mondays and Fridays, I'll do seances after the lives. But I'll still be doing lives every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's just Wednesday I'll skip the seance and give myself that day to take a break from seances because they take a little bit more out of me than everything else. All right, Cardi B, do you feel attacked by Megan Thee Stallion? Let's see. It depends on what you ask for. Jess, it depends. I do have a menu. I suppose I'll post it on, it's on my Instagram page. I'll post it somewhere on my YouTube for you to see. Everything is custom. I have certain things on the menu that typically people ask for, and those have prices. And then there's some things that I just don't have on the menu because, nobody's asked for it yet or I haven't come up with it yet. But there's a little bit of stuff that I just do and have prices. But for everything, please just inquire because everything is custom. Everything is custom. Even things that I do generally, they'll always be tweaked and customized to fit your situation. All right. Cardi B, do you feel attacked by Megan Thee Stallion and her new music? Do you feel like she was taking any jabs at you? As soon as I pulled this, I thought, girl, bye. Girl, bye. Girl, please. Girl, bye. Their relationship ended a long time ago. So Cardi doesn't feel like, oh no, my friend just dissed me. That's not what this is. First and foremost, they stopped being very chummy and friendly with each other a long time ago. Probably the first time I told y'all this last year. It was right around the time Megan got signed to Rock Nation because I remember I did that reading and I said, Megan just got signed. She's done with you girls. She's on another level. She's leaving you girls behind. So if anybody's wondering if Cardi feels a way about her friend throwing shots at her, no, she don't feel emotional about it because they not like that no more in the first place. So she's not surprised at this shot, I'll say. In the challenge position, they're not friends anymore. This is my used to be a friend. This is chummy, very chummy friends, socializing friends, new friends. Not the kind that you've been knowing for years, but you guys are friends. You guys kiki together, you hang out together, and you're building a friendship. This is your good Judy. There's some betrayal that happened, though, in this situation. I had pulled this card for my ex-friend Natasha before I knew that she had betrayed me. And I was trying to find every reason to figure out why I had this card, even though I know what it means. Because I hadn't seen how she was betraying me yet, even though she had been doing it before I found out. I got this in my past position, so it had already happened before I knew about it. And it was at some point where she had stopped answering my calls. And then when I did get a chance to talk to her, she'd just be like, oh, girl, we just been really busy lately and da 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 da. But I'm like, girl, we're business partners. We talk every day. We see each other every day. But in that instant, I was already being left out of conversations and deals and things like that. And there was plotting going on behind my back by my friend. And so this is in the challenging position. So I'm pretty sure that some of that happened in their relationship. There has been a moment of finality in the past between them. I wouldn't even be surprised if they had words with each other. Even if they're passive aggressively, this isn't a relationship where we used to be friends and we kind of just drifted apart. There was a finality in this relationship where one and both parties fully acknowledged that they were not friends anymore. And that happened already. Again, I believe it's around the time that Megan signed with Roc Nation, because there was a death moment and then the sun rose. And the sun really did rise for Megan. Signing with Roc Nation shot her career to another level. That's when I first acknowledged that she and Cardi were having issues in their friendship and that Megan wasn't interested in a friendship with Cardi anymore once she got on. I also believe that maybe Cardi felt some way about Megan and the Tory situation. Maybe she never said it to her. Maybe she supported her. But I do feel like she felt away. Lord, I think those kids are here. One second. Let me. Okay, well, it's the kids that won't bother me. The girls would try to break in for their TT Dina. The kids that are out there, they might leave me alone. Unless Autumn suspects I'm on live, then she'll probably try to break in. All right. In the near future, Cardi's going to find a way to be out. Whether she responds directly or indirectly, Dina does not feel like loving the kids today. I didn't know my sister was going to be here, but there's always somebody here at this house randomly. Everybody in the family still considers this grandma and granddad house in the central meeting place. I got too much to do tonight, so I ain't got time for them kids. Cardi will find a way to kind of be out. After, like, for instance, after that Billboard list came out, she didn't respond to her placement, but what she did do was, like, probably had that top CEO article to release that she was the second highest paid female rapper. And in that way, that was her response. And then she started getting online and saying stuff about her tour coming out. And so she doesn't say things directly, but she finds a way to pop out and make her presence known after she's been addressed. She may just hop out the window though, but this isn't a one, so I don't see direct beef. Crowning her, she's fully aware of the project Megan just came out. She's been listening to it. She's been aware of what people are saying about it. She's aware right now. It's on her mind right now. I believe that Cardi acknowledges or feels like since Megan signed with Rock and has this machine behind her, that's when their relationship went left. Rock Nation came in the picture. Tory Lanez went out. Cardi and Megan broke up. Megan and Cardi fell out. It all started around that time. Just got the big head, probably. Or just felt like she never really cared for these relationships, but she felt like she needed them. Or when she got with Rock Nation, she probably felt like she didn't need those anymore. Cardi actually acknowledges that Meg is on her shit right now. And yes, Taryn, a direct diss would be too risky because she feels like Megan would probably kill her in a beef. She feels like Megan would win in a beef. Cardi isn't trying to beef with rappers that she knows are better than her. She'll do that with Bia. You know, she'll take shots at JT, not Megan, not Nicki. Cardi will either. Now, this is probably the song that Megan just released, and she probably took shots at multiple people. Cardi would like to release something, but y'all know her hands are tied if she can't find a good team to support that. And by support, I mean put money into writers for her. Hopes and fears. If she can't beat you in the booth, she'll probably throw some juju on you, Megan. And it would be easy for her to find ammo to throw at you because, Megan, you got a lot. You got a lot. Cardi gonna get you the way she knows how. She probably already has, but she finna refresh it. These girls' relationship is a thing of the past. I feel like Cardi would like for Megan to not come for her. Cardi doesn't want anybody coming for her that people would expect her to respond to where she won't win. Cardi is, her energy is literally like, bitch, leave me alone. I don't want to fight you. Not in a rap beef. I do believe she gonna circle back on some juju though. And hell, if somebody just tagged me into a beef and I know I can't fight the way they fight, bitch, I'm gonna pick up a brick and I'm gonna hit you the way I know how. By any means necessary. This is the brick. She 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 probably she probably did juju on you sometime around the time that Tori got locked up. I think she didn't really care for you then, but I think she may have helped you juju wise in that court case. I think Cardi's done some on you before since you girls have fell out. I think she's gonna do some again and it's gonna hit you. It's not saying it's gonna take you down, but it'll hit you. Cause it's hit you before. I think that in the past, Cardi has felt, or Megan has felt, one or both of them have felt like they have taking subliminal shots towards each other in previous songs. And things ended then, so I don't know if there was ever a time where one of the girls took a shot at the other in another song subliminally, but that's when it ended. I don't know what that song is because I don't follow both of their music, but it has something to do with a song where one of the girls felt like the other was coming for them in a song before, and they was just like, this is done. You know, it seemed like it was a lot of passive aggressive energy between them, but at some point after Megan got with Roc Nation, that relationship soured fully. Hey RB, happy Friday. Why Meg can't giddy up on Cardi like she did to Winnie Harlow? Because Winnie Harlow isn't a gang member. She don't have gang members that'll come see about you. Winnie will do some obeya, but Cardi got gang members, so she can't really slide on that like that. Cardi is a blood, right? Yeah, she ain't crazy. She ain't that crazy. And JD, I think that she is still consuming a lot of liquid courage. I mean, I'm not judging though because cheers, bitch. Cheers, Meg. Ah. Yes, Cardi B is a swoop, swoop. I don't want to say it for real, and I don't want to throw up no real signs for people try to come see about me. She's a swoop, swoop. Yeah, so that's why she's not gonna giddy up and over there the same way she does some of the other girls because yes, suit. That's so the Bloods don't get offended by me. Yeah, no, Nicki and Cardi, that beef is beefed is it's gonna get. It's not gonna get any worse. It 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 would get better before it got worse. That's done. That is done. Nicki and Kenneth around that VMA situation where things went left behind the scenes between Cardi and Offset after Nicki performed Red Ruby, I think that was. And I did a reading on that. Kenneth showed his true hood, thug, sleazy self. And then they was just like, okay, we can't come for her like that no more. We can't come for her like that no more because she, she got reinforcements now. So now they just leave well enough alone. Just leave well enough alone because that was getting real sleazy. I did some readings on that I didn't share, and I was like, child, the ghetto. I believe he did turn them right on to the feds. You said turn them off, but didn't right after that, Kenneth got in trouble. Man, Offset said, hello, police. Check this out. he got real reckless, and Offset said, shit, hello? I'm about to drop a dime on that ninja. I'm about to drop a dime. I don't like that. I'm about to drop a dime. Kenneth said, my old lady got big bomb money. I ain't scared to go to no jail. So, yeah, that's why. And not saying that, Cardi still wouldn't. It's just now, it's like before they got married and stuff like that, it was like, okay, we can press Nicki because I got the Bloods behind me. But then Nicki was like, hold on, but now I do too. So now it's like, all right, all right, all right, all right, bitch. All right, bitch. You gonna stay in your corner, I'm gonna stay in mine. That's how that is. Cause yeah. That was like the ghetto. The ghetto. Listening to Backdoor Lil Durk. Who Backdoor Lil Durk? What does that even mean? All right. I'm supposed to be checking in on Gail. Isn't Kenneth like a higher up blood than Cardi B's blood? I don't know. All I know is blood. I don't know. Cardi is Brim. So what is okay, so there's Brim and then there's the Sleezes. I've heard about Cardi being some sort of brim. Now, the brim that I know of is a fish. Okay. It's a fish. My uncle be down there catching it. A freshwater fish. And it's good. Cleaned, scaled, fried, filleted, laid to the side of some grits. Okay. All right, y'all. So, Cardi is a blood brim. And Nicki and them are blood sleeves. Am I correct? In the sleeves. Okay, so sleeves is an offshoot of the bloods. Okay. All right, the sleezes. Okay, brims and sleezes. Okay. Bet. Now I feel like I'm initiated now. I feel like I can swoot anytime and anywhere I want to. Cheers to my initiation. I ain't have to get jumped in, screwed in, or none of that. Okay, so I thought sleeves was like the type of gang, like the offset of the bloods, like the brims. So if there's brims, what do Kenny and his set of bloods call themselves? Just regular bloods? Okay, beyond the sleeves. Okay. Oh, what? What? So what? What? Phoenix. I sound like an auntie trying to keep up with the lingo. Okay, brims and sleezes. I know these young kids looking at me like, oh, she's so old. It's not sleazes. Somebody just tell me if Kenny and Nikki's version of Bloods are sleazes. If not, then what is their part of Blood? Because I know about the brims. You got Cardi Brim, you got Star Brim. Okay, sleaze is a form of blood. Okay, because somebody said that sleaze was just a nickname he gave to Nikki. And I was like, okay. But no, all right. All right. All right. All right. All right. The sleazes. Do we have, all right, I ain't going to ask that. I was going to say, do we have any of the brims and sleazes in here? Because I was going to shout y'all out, but y'all probably don't need to be saying that up in here because I don't need no gang wars in the chats. We don't do that. I'll stick the spirits on you and calm all that shit out. All right, the sleazes and it's Blood Gang. Birdman, Blood Gang. Playboy. Okay. All right. Well, I feel so hood educated now. You a sleaze under Nikki? Sissy, so does that make all the Barbs sleaze bloods? Is all y'all sleazies? Sleazes? What do we call you guys in plural? Sleazes? The sleazes? Gang gang got the hammer and the wrench. Oh my God. The Barbs. Listen, I didn't even do a reading on Nikki. Nikki is not on the paper. Why is y'all in here like this? Oh my God, look at all the thugs in here. Oh my God. Oh, look at all the thugs. So all the Barbs Our honorary sleazes. Got it. Got it. That makes absolute perfect sense. The way you guys act like a gang. Respect to the law, though. Respect to the law. Respect to the bar. Respect to the sleeves. Respect to the brim. Respect to Allah. Respect to the law. Respect to the Crips, too, because I don't want y'all to feel left out. On Pyru. On Pyru. On Schoolyard, too. You know, shout out to everybody. Gang, gang got the hammer and the wrench. Goodness gracious. Look at the projects in here. I had no idea. Well, it is Friday, you know. She'd be live in the hood on Fridays. It'd be good barbecues. Everybody be selling food. Music be up. The air smell like barbecue and weed and smoke from, you know, people cars stunting on bikes and stuff. The weekends be lit in the hood. Which one of y'all got plates tonight? Who's selling plates tonight? And who block we hanging on? That's what you do in the hood on Fridays. Okay, cause gang gang. Cause gang gang, bitch. I'm good in every hood now, especially with the Bloods. Who had yes, we had the fish fry. Yes, honey. Let me get a little sip for the fish fry. Yes. I better be because I'm a sleaze bro. I don't see no Brams in here, so I ain't the Brams can't initiate me, but the sleaze said I'm straight. Okay. Fish sandwich, that sounds actually good. I don't mind doing the cooking, y'all, but y'all just bring the liquor. I'm gonna roll up and cook and sip. That's what I do. I roll up, get high, then I go in the kitchen, cook with a cup. I be vibes and live and cooking. All right. Gail, she came back from space, and has she been all right since? Let's see. Let's just see. Spirit, Gail King just came back from outer space. Can you allow me to collect her energy? Gail King, Gail King. For some reason, she feels very shook. Hey, JD said her boo at her A-Ride boo at the liquor store. I know that's right. You better use it. Use what you got to get what you want. Yes. Yes. You did, RB? You so sweet. RB, is you, if I didn't know any better, you just a jolly old fella, or you trying to woo me the long way? Is you playing the long game, or you just really vibe with a real ninja? Is it gang gang, or is it something else? Not the cougar and leopard print. I ain't no cougar. I like my mans older than me. I just be playing with these little boys. I just be flirting with them and sending them on with a heart on. I don't do nothing with these young tender dicks. I ain't no cougar. I like to feel young and tender. I don't date the YNs. I like to hang with the YNs though, cause I'm a YN at heart. But I don't be cougaring these young gentlemen. Oh, okay. I believe you, RB. You didn't give me flirt vibes because you coulda. You coulda. I'm not saying you could have, like I welcome you to, but you could have flirted before, but you didn't. You remain a gentleman, and I like that about you. That's a good man, y'all. I don't know, I think so. He might be a serial killer, so don't take my word for it. But so far, that's a good man, y'all. Last time I tried to put y'all onto a good man, he clocked me and let me know I have since gotten taken off the market. And I know that's right. Listen, I don't have a lot of men in my chats, but the ones who do, they be good men, Savannah. Good men. Jenny G, are you telling, hey, RB, you've got a dungeon? Why did I read that in your accent when you said, I've got a dungeon? You've got a dungeon. That's my English face. Because you can't say, I've got a dungeon, unless you say it like that. A dungeon? With dragons? A dungeon with dragons? Is it raw, like a dungeon dragon, you say? Oh, how I'd love to visit your dungeon, RB. It would just be splendid in your dungeon. I happen to be quite fond of dungeons. Yes, RB is a wizard, eh? We have Harry Potter in the chat. RB, I'm so fascinated to visit your dungeon in London. Is there dragons in your dungeon, RB? Are you going to rah like a dungeon dragon? RB is now knighted Lord Wizard. Thank you, JD. JD has knighted RB Lord Wizard of Dungeon Dragonness. Dungeon Dragon Abbey. Lord RB. Here, here. Everyone, here, here. Lord RB. Knighted by one of our moderators, JD. Here, here. Here, here. Oh, you've got your mother-in-law there. Oh, this is starting to turn into a different kind of joke. You seem to really hold on to the fact that you have a dungeon and you say your mother-in-law's there. Shall I place a phone call to the, what do you guys call your law enforcement agency? Should I place an anonymous phone call to the palace, to the Queen's Guard? Should I suggest a wellness check on your dungeon? Quite concerned for your dear old mother-in-law. Beyond the Dungeon has a new lore. You guys get out of here. Not the BTK kill. Oh my God, y'all. And listen, and I ain't gonna snitch on him because he be sending me gifts. So the lips is sealed. I don't even know his mama-in-law. She might enslave some of my ancestors for all I know. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't heard nothing. So I ain't got nothing to say. RB, if the feds come knocking, who? Who? Who is BR? Who? Where? Because gang got the hammer and the wrench. Once a busted baby, always a busted baby. We in this together. You just tell me what I'm supposed to tell them, where you was at 6:30 yesterday. Just let me in on the alibi so I won't get you caught up. But once a busted baby, always a busted baby. Everybody need a serial killer on their team. Just tell them I'm married to 009 and one half. Got it. That sounds like some CIA shit. And next time I get pulled by the police, excuse me, officer, I'm married to 009 and one half. Thank you. And I'm just gonna pull off. Hi, Ange. All right, you guys. No more snitching on here, RB, because the feds be lurking on my lives. So, in case one of the Queen's guards come knocking at your door asking to see your dungeon, just know I ain't tell them. You told them. I snitched. You snitched. I said I didn't see nothing. All right. Spirit, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Gail King. You like the name Busted Baby? Oh, you got me speeding in the fast lane, trying to get back to your love. Best believe y'all got that good thing. Y'all my little hood thing. Ask around, they know us because y'all is mine. Busted baby. Everybody know that you're mine. Busted baby. Anytime I call y'all my busted babies, that's the song that's playing in my mind. That's why I call y'all that. Y'all got me sweeted in the fast lane, pedal to the flow, man, trying to get back to y'all love. Best believe y'all got that good thing. Y'all my little hood thing. Ask around, they know us. Thank you, Angie. And I wasn't giving y'all my good thoke. I was just giving y'all my play thoke. But thank you. All right. Let's check up on Gail, y'all, the sick and shut in. She might not be doing all right. She might be, but something in her energy gives me shooketh. Like, what the hell? What the helly? What the hell she on? What the hell she on tag? If you guys notice, all of my busted babies, that should be your little profile thingy when you're in the membership chats. I use a picture, a profile picture of a still from that video with Neo and Plies. Nobody even noticed all the little small details I put into my membership. But whenever I see you guys in the membership live, I always laugh because I forgot that I changed you guys' profile badge to that. So when I see it, I be like, what the hell? What the hell they all? And then I remember, oh, I did that. Okay. Happy day of Venus, Ethereal. Thank you for noticing, Ethereal. Thank you. It's the little things that I do that I love for people to notice. The Dina's in the details. All right. That trip seemed to be self-serving, but not to Gail. The problem, though, is that out of all the ladies, even in the footage that was released afterwards, Gail was the only one that was visibly shook. And remember, I did her reading. I was like, they're going to come out and speak about it, but Gail's going to get some kind of backlash. She did. She was the only one that looked like they wasn't here for whatever they were trying to sell. So I believe that Gail did get in a little bit of trouble because she was the only one not able to sell what they were supposed to sell. She was the only one who got off that plane, train, ship, boat, whatever it is that they call that thingamabobbermaboo. Of course I did, JD. Shakira's hips don't lie, and my eyes don't. See you next, RB. Stay safe and watch out for the feds. If they come, it wasn't me, it was you. She was the only one that got off a thing like, get me the fuck out of here. You know how older black ladies walk around in their heels all day and then they start to look like they mad? If you've never been around an older church lady who done had to survive 2 services in her heels and it's still a third one, don't catch her after that second one on the way to the third one, because she mean as hell from then on out, unless she got some slides with her that she can change in. But if she forgot her slides, that's a mean church lady right there. That's what Gail was getting off that thing. I done survived the early morning service, the regular service, and we still got to do the special guest serve, the evening service, and I forgot my flip flops. So don't nobody talk to me. Don't nobody even pray. Everybody just shut up. Just shut up. Gail, the only one, couldn't pull it off. I feel like they're telling her to sell it. Anytime this situation comes up, they need to sell it. And they may not even really talk about it anymore because they didn't do a good job at selling it. But I think that they're telling Gail, if this comes up again, bitch, get your shit together. You need to sell it like it was the best day of your fucking life, or you'll regret it. I didn't know there was a Katy Perry hate train. I thought the whites loved her ever since she renounced Jesus to become a lesbian who kissed girls and likes it. There was another black girl on there. She sold it. She gave what needed to be gave. She got off that thing, hair bouncing, veneers popping, all 32 showing. They're like, be more like her. Wonder if they're going to promote that girl in some way. I don't even know what she does. It's almost like she's happy there was another black woman on that trip. There's something secret that went on. There was a gentleman there that worked for not a higher up, not too lower up, somebody who gets things done, set things in motion. Seems like he was responsible for here's a demotion here. Here's a demotion. I don't know if this is one of Elon's trips and now Elon isn't standing in such a good light. We prefer Keisha. Is that her name? Keisha? She sold it better. I think for some reason Gail is having to deal with the fact that the other black lady sold it better. I'm not sure why. Spirit, why is this the energy for Gail? One card. Some people are upset. There's drama going on. If they're trying to sell a new concept, Gail did a horrible job at it as far as the black delegation goes. For her demographic that she's supposed to influence, Gail did a horrible job. I think that there is some drama going on behind the scenes between Gail, maybe some of the other crew members, and the people who are responsible for putting her on there. Gail was the only one who didn't seem to go on with the program. It did. She made it look like she was scared, and rightfully so, because whatever happened or whatever they are trying to sell, it's something that Gail in her spirit cannot agree with, so much so that she couldn't even pretend. And we know that she can. We know celebrities can pretend when they need to. Temperance reverse. I don't think that Gail likes what they're doing, what they're trying to do. She doesn't get behind it. Behind this temperance, the death card, I think that there are concerns that Gail isn't going to be able to fit in with the program when the program is rolled out. And so I think that they're like telling Gail, like, this can be the end of you. I think that Gail has lost a lot of footing with the elites behind not being able to sell this thing. Gail, good luck to you, because, and it seems like even though they're unhappy with her, she seems to be happy about the fact that they're unhappy with her and happier with that other black girl. Maybe, just maybe, Gail is like, I don't care if they don't want me anymore. I don't want them. I'm tired. I'm done. Let that other girl do their work. Let that other girl be their puppet. After years of being the puppet, she probably has grown to not like it anymore, to see that it's not all that it's cracked up to be when she was on the come up. I think that Gail is in hot water. I think she does want out of the weird-ish Taryn. I've been noticing that the last couple of times I read her, because of something that they had to do to prepare for the trip. I don't think that she liked it. I don't think the fact that she liked that she didn't have a choice. They told those girls what they were going to do, and as pawns, they had to do it. And remember, I said, Oprah was like, I ain't doing it. Gail, you do it. Oprah was there at the launch in the audience. They panned to her, and she was hoping and praying and wishing. Bitch, please. Oprah was sitting there like, shit. Hey, Q. Oprah was sitting there like, shit. Wasn't gonna be me. Wasn't gonna be me. Wasn't gonna be me. It was always gonna be you, Gail. Never was gonna be me. I told y'all. And Gail's sitting here now, and she's probably looking at Oprah too, like, bitch, you could have fought for me to not even be a part of that. I'm thinking that Gail is now looking at it like, if they want that new black girl and don't want me no more, good damn riddance. I'm glad that the elites think that this girl will fit their agenda better than I would. I don't know where they went, but I do know that they did something that before the flight that I don't think, some kind of procedure, something, and I don't think that Gail agrees with what they're trying to roll out. But let me ask again. I'll look into that again, because no, I didn't see in the cards. I think I asked if they went out of space, and I got a no. I don't know if I know where they went, but it wasn't out of the Earth's atmosphere. Spirit, when Gail King, Katy Perry, and those other ladies were alleged to have gone out of space or to the edge of space, did they truly leave the Earth's atmosphere? I would need to see a major arcana like the World upright, because that'll let me know that they completed the Earth's atmosphere and either got close to leaving it or completely did. Absolutely trying to industrialize space so that they can colonize space. That's all it is. Colonization of space. And industrializing space would allow them to militarize space. And who would they be wanting to fight? Well, I've talked on that a few times, and I won't get in that on this Friday, because this is a chill Friday. We ain't gonna get too deep, too heavy. Spirit, did they leave Earth's atmosphere? Did they go out of space, whatever that means, out of the Earth's atmosphere or close to it? No. Humans cannot leave whatever dome shape we are under, we cannot just bust up out of there. A human being cannot. Cannot. See this dome shape and the humans upright, we are underneath it. No, humans cannot. And if they did, they would probably have to go below and not up. I believe the way out is in, just based on this card. Just based on this card alone. I've never really had an opinion, but now I believe just based on this card, the way out is in. A human being, even with the technology that they have, can't leave the Earth's atmosphere. I don't think, if it were just your algorithm, then you wouldn't have commented. I don't think that they found the technology that allows them to escape yet. And that is their goal. Remember, Elon Musk wants to live and die on Mars. That is his life's purpose, his life's goal. He will spend every ounce of money he can get his hands on to achieve that goal. Even when people are that wealthy, it's never just to have money and spend it. It's always to acquire something, most of the time spiritual. Most of the time it's spiritual. He wants to leave Earth and die on Mars. I believe he feels like that would allow him to escape the process of death. I believe that he's trying to fulfill a blueprint laid out in the Emerald Tablets or other ancient manuscripts. And I believe that their technology has not successfully allowed them to be able to escape the Earth's atmosphere or the realm that humans can travel in freely without passing on to glory. I don't think they've done it yet. And I think it's because they know that it's maybe down, maybe going through the water would be the best way to do it. But they'll look for a way up in the sky before they'll experiment too much down in the water. And that's because that probably is the way out, down through the water, through the Earth's crevices and the Earth's waters. But they don't do that as much sea exploration as they do sky explorations. That's because they know that's the way fucking out, and it's more dangerous. Afraid? Absolutely afraid. They're absolutely afraid, and they should be. The little bit of exploring they did gave them great reason. And I think that's why this card is here. You can't go out up. You have to go out down. And scientists have said the majority of the Earth's waters have not been explored. There's a reason for that. There's technology that will only allow them to go so deep. So again, if I'm reading these correctly, maybe, just maybe, it's through the water and the Earth's crust and the water that would help them get out. But as scientists said, they can't. They can only go so deep. That's why they haven't explored so much of it. It gets deeper than that, and you'll come upon, cities, probably cities, kingdoms, other life forms, other universes. Ten of Cups reverse. They're trying, though. They're trying. still actually moving resources around in our economy right now to try to build something, the technology that they can use to protect them from losing their lives if they really try to escape. And since this is a fire sign, this makes me think that Elon is currently moving the fastest right now, trying to get to Mars. Of course they won't. Great dream, great plan, great dream, but a fool's mission. Your beliefs and your teachings seem to be skewed, spayed. You've been misled. And all of your brilliance is going to end up leading to nothing. The answer is quite simple. You guys are overcomplicating it because it causes you to submit. After the evils that you guys have participated in, and I'm talking about crimes against humanity, I would want to evade the process of death that humans that live on Earth are bound to too. If I knew what awaited me, I'd try to go somewhere else where I bypass that cycle of death too. So then I bypass a judgment. I get it. I just also want you to understand that from what I'm divining from the spirits, all your brilliance is going to fail you. There is an answer much simpler. And for the reparation fee of $40 million if you're Elon Musk, or $40,000 if you're any of the rest of them, I'll tell you. Sure would. There have been failed attempts, and many people, they've had to do a lot of damage control and strong arm a lot of people in going along with a false narrative. Elon is allegedly spending money illegally or attempting to do so to fuel his space explorations, and he's doing all of this at the instruction of some ancient manuscript, some ancient artifact, some ancient something that is esoteric, not scientific. It can be scientific after the fact because science will explain it. Esoteric. And yes, they are doing things illegally, using the system illegally to shift money around. And maybe not so, but in the US, the way the US has been running, we have a lot of programs where money goes, but you and I don't see that money. Now, we may get upset at Trump and his administration for going through various places looking for money that they feel like wasn't properly allocated, and we may be upset. I have seen, though, that that money wasn't going to us in the first place, even though it was always supposed to. So what we're getting upset about is money that was always going back and forth in between them. And that's why I mentioned when I was doing the Crown of Success that I was going to take it from the air, because currently they're fighting each other over money that was supposed to go to us, but it's been going back and forth to them. So while they're fighting about it and it's up in the air energetically, I used it to call down to us where it should have been. All right. I see a lot of money wasted, a lot of unsuccessful endeavors in attempting to colonize space, specifically Mars. So, yeah. And I was supposed to talk about Congressman George Santos today, but I don't even feel like it. They're all crooked. Everybody wants to be immortal. From doing my seance of the Pope, and I was actually told that I couldn't talk to him yet because he was being judged and condemned. First time I've ever tried to talk to someone and been told no, but I also typically don't read people that close to their passing for that reason. I was told that he was being judged and condemned, and I was also told that all popes, their energy is, it goes wherever. Energy can't be destroyed, it can only be transferred. Wherever their energy goes, it doesn't get transferred. If there is a hell on the spiritual side, it's, from what I've seen, I've only seen a pope, and the spirit told me that all popes have that same fate, all of them, because of the crime that they commit in that office, in that seat. So we're all kind of seeking immortality. You guys told you not to join that seance with the Pope. Understood. I couldn't call him anyway, so it would have been a waste of time. I don't conform to societal's depiction of God. However, is he being judged and condemned? Absolutely. We all get balanced and weighed. Especially when much is given, you absolutely get judged. When you got a lot on earth, you absolutely get judged. To whom much is given, much is required. So you will absolutely be judged. Even more so if you had a high rank in life, like a pope. And I did this on what, Wednesday? That would have made about the third day after he passed away. I believe he passed away on Sunday. It just wasn't announced till Monday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Somebody had asked me what the significance of 9 was when they told me I couldn't speak to him for 9 days. It was actually 12 because it was 3 days after he passed when I tried to do it. So that's a significance of 12, not 9, because it was 3 days after he passed when they told me he had 9 more days before I could do a reading on him. They may have a younger one at some point. Actually, Jess, he went out as he planned to. From what I saw in his energy, because I couldn't read his soul, but I can feel his energy. The man was tired. He was old. He was waiting on a certain time to go. The date that he went was the date that he planned to. He could have went earlier, but he was holding out, and some things needed to be done there. I don't believe anything snatched his soul. I believe that he gave it up when he was ready. All right. Well, this is cute. I could see if the next pope will be young. I'll see if I can see what he might be like. Then I'm going to end this. What did RB say that you guys are with? Oh, okay. Spirit, what will the next pope be like? After Pope Francis, the next pope to succeed Pope Francis. Will he be young? Will he be another older gentleman? Pope Sarah? Who is that? This was cute, Miss Thompson, to you. Oh, thanks. Pope Sarah is that evil black man. I don't know anything about him. I'll have to do some research. Okay, JD, I'm going to actually see if I can see what the next one might be like. The next pope to come after Pope Francis, what will he be like? Young, old, kind, mean and surly? Let us see, Spirit. Can you describe to me the next pope? Will he be old? Will he be young? He may have been chosen even before Pope Francis went on to glory. I feel like he's getting ready. They already know who it is. It's not a good time yet to bring him in. They are still doing rituals. The current pope is still being grieved. And behind the scenes, they are still doing rituals. But they have chosen him. Who do they choose from? Cardinals? Is it cardinals or bishops that they charge from? His white and red vestments make me think about the robes that they wear, the white and red. Those cardinals, yes. They have one already out of the cardinals already. I'll check him out, Miss Thompson, to you. I wonder if they do something with knights. There's some sort of initiation that takes place, some sort of ritual, has to do with knights, maybe Knights of Templar. This next pope might be a Knight of Templar. Considering the ancient artifacts that they were entrusted with and that they ran off with, specifically a lot to do with who they call the Christ, it'd be a perfect time for a pope that was a Knight of Templar. If other ones weren't, because some of them might have been secretly. The next one, I believe, will be one of the Knights of Templar or from their order. They have the money, the wealth, the Knights of Templar. Isn't Switzerland an entire Templar country? Elites also might be courting one of the Templars. They have amassed great wealth for themselves, and again, they have ran off with and guarded and kept a lot of manuscripts, esoteric things that they end up falling out with the Vatican about, because once the Vatican realized that they probably were becoming too powerful out there working for the Vatican, because they were getting all of this esoteric knowledge and experience firsthand. And then they start believing that everything that they believed in, especially with the Vatican and with the church, was a lie. So they went rogue. And then the Vatican demanded that their own knights be killed. But what did they do? They hid. And they're still thriving to this day in various places. Wouldn't be surprised if the next pope was a Templar. Especially if they disagreed so heavily with what they found out about the religion that they belonged in while they were out in the world amongst the native spiritual systems. I can see a Templar hijacking the Vatican, especially in order to instate whatever power they have amassed for themselves and whatever esoteric beliefs they've been practicing since leaving the church. Doesn't matter if he's old or young. I think the next one will be a Knight of Templar. One more card, Spirit, to describe the next pope. The world. He's not fully human. If there's a new pope, he will not be the type of human that you and I are. He is different. This would be a person that they've been waiting on, like the Antichrist. It would be a person that they're waiting on, a person who has angelic or something like that DNA, altered DNA. And I don't mean ancestrally, because I believe I do. I believe a lot of indigenous black and brown people have what they call alien DNA, but to us, those aren't aliens. Those are higher evolved ancestors of the original human beings who look like us. However, this is DNA that has other beings in them, maybe some sort of archangel, maybe literal angel, or altered DNA. I'm not, because of their bloodlines. Like if this was the Knights of Templar, they would have access to a grail or whatever. Remember I said that the person that they considered to be Jesus had children. He was a man. He had a baby mama. He had kids. His baby mama, Mary, she became a nun. She was being protected by the Templars. This could be someone from the DNA of that person, of Mary, or the person that they call the Jesus. Not is Jesus my daddy. JD, get the hell out of here. You guys, JD, I kick her out of life so much. She be in my DMs putting all kind of bullshit in there, and I just be like, JD, get the fuck away from me with this mess. She be in here with it, and I be like, go home, JD. Y'all just we have to put JD in timeout. Is Jesus my daddy? Now, why I heard that in a child's voice. Is Jesus my daddy? Not saying that it's Jesus' DNA, but the Knights Templars did protect Mary Magdalene and her children, and they took her into hiding. And I believe she hid at some sort of monastery, some sort of convent. So there's a bloodline. Not saying that this is the actual scenario, but I'm saying that this person that they chose, it feels like he is a Templar, or he has been protected or overlooked by the Templars, and maybe, just maybe, this is someone who they've been preparing, praying, and planning for. Someone whose DNA might be mixed with what they consider special DNA. Remember I told you guys about a movie that I was watching, and there was a secret cult, and they were stealing relics from geniuses and holy figures, and they were taking the DNA left in those items by these people, and then creating babies, and then auctioning them off to their elite Illuminati friends. The plot of this movie was that they had stolen the Shroud of Turin, which allegedly had Jesus's DNA, and they were using that to create what they considered the Antichrist. And they had been kidnapping women, trying to find a woman that was suitable for the spirit. But most of the women weren't suitable, so they was getting ate alive by demons or whatever. But they found one. Movies absolutely imitate real life, which is the only reason why I would even reference a movie when I'm trying to make a point. If they weren't alive when Mary Magdalene was alive, then they had a hand. I believe I read somewhere, um, and this is in a book. This is in a book that deals with history and archaeological facts. I believe I read somewhere where they protected her in some way, protected her, either something she left behind or something like that. I still don't doubt that if there is a next pope or the next leader that comes like the pope, he feels like he will either come from the Templars or somebody Templar-ish. And his DNA has a mixture of things that all of ours don't. She did have a hard life. I read that in one of the other disciples, apostles books, that was not included in the canon. They spoke in depth about her and her struggles after being chased off by Paul and the other disciples who, anyways. Whoever this knight is to come will bring blessings in abundance, but none of the popes have. None of the popes have. So anybody asking, will he be nice or mean? Things like nice and mean are relative to me. They're relative to the moment, relative to whatever fleeting emotion or thought you may have. When I did the seance on him, the person who I spoke with called him the destroyer. They called Pope Francis the destroyer. Whatever this person comes to do, it won't be to rebuild. It will, or not rebuild in the sake of humanity. It will come to further the plan that the destroyer has already left behind. And Pope Francis was successful in his mission. I got that he left his body in a state of peace, regardless of the fact that his soul is being judged and condemned, which I was told. He had a peaceful transition. And I believe he gave up his ghost. As I told my spirits I would. He gave up his ghost. He's been ready to go. He was 88 years old. He could have died a long time ago. But there was a time, a purpose, a season, things that needed to be done. And then, yes, he was waiting for this Easter season, this Ostara season, because they do worship the Madonna. And so it was not to the arms of Christ, who he was looking to be welcomed into. It was the arms of a woman who he was hoping to be walking into, and he will, but they will not be welcoming. They will not be nurturing. He will have to, just as the same as all the other popes, answer to the Sibylline prophets and the prophetesses whose seat they stole. And from stealing that seat, they became the beast, that the whore, which is just a prostituted harlot's version of the truth that they promote, which is why they are the beast that the harlot rides on. Anytime I'm trying to educate, somebody always coming in here with their whole facts. Like, where is your channel? Where is your channel? Don Dice? I don't speak about something that I haven't read and studied. So, sure, Black Madonna, it comes by many names. The Black Madonna, Isis, Ishtar, Inanna, Mami Wata, all of the appellations. Same energy, same spirit. So, that's how I can describe the next pope. The spirits are less concerned about what he'll look like. He seems to come from the Templars or somewhere Templar related. I don't know about other popes, but Pope Francis, I don't know if he was planned, but he was preordained. He had a specific purpose to do. He needed to oversee destruction. And everything is destroyed now, and he's gone. Like, the U.S. is no longer a superpower. Everybody is fighting for power. And from all of this chaos, some order, some resolution will be offered. But this isn't just a resolution. This is a planned resolution and planned chaos to come and bring you guys a solution that you'll be ready to accept. The next pope, if there is another pope, the next person who steps up in that place will just be a continuation of the plan. From the destroyer comes what? A rebuilder, maybe, of something different. Anyways, I have seemed to intrigue the trolls. That means I have done the Lord's work. And so on that note, I'm going to end this little party. It's 8 o'clock. I deserve some marijuana in my system. I'm going to go kiss the boys because the boys are here today. That's why ain't nobody tried to break in. Because the girls be all in my business. They want to TTD. The boys, they ain't got time for that until I come show my face. Now, one of my nephews does have a crush on me. I don't brag about it. It's so unhealthy and it makes me so uncomfortable. But I'm gonna go in there and kiss the boys. They gonna flutter their eyelashes at me, and then I'm gonna get out of there. Because the 6-year old is starting to become a man. He started lounging around his house, around their house, with his shirt off because his dad does it. So at first, I start letting him spend the night over here, and I noticed he be in his drawers. And I was like, Jordan, what the fuck are you doing? Where are your clothes? I want to sleep like this because my daddy does it. Their voices are just like that. His is like that, and his youngest brother's is really deep. I want to sleep like this because my daddy does it. So I was like, okay, he's becoming a little man. So bet it makes me uncomfortable, but sure. Now though, just tidy whities, just his little tidy whities. No, no, nothing else. When he get home from school, everything come off, and he sit in his little chair in front of his game with his Game Boy and his tidy whities, like a little man. He's a Leo, like a little man. And I don't know how to feel about it. His little brother, he pees outside. He doesn't pee in the house. Doesn't. These are country boys. They live on an acre and a half. They daddy a country boy. He pees outside. So if he had to go pee right now, I would hear the door open. And none of us bat an eyelash because we're used to it. So he's not using the bathroom. Jackson, who's 4, is going outside. Soccer games in public parking lots. Where's Jackson? Yep, he's standing there with his water hose just anywhere. And that's what he's used to. So the boys are a different experience from the girls. He is going to be a legend. I think he's going to be an architect or an engineer. He's very, 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 really, really, really good with the things that he builds with his Legos. Very good. He's really into math and stuff like that. So I can see him being an engineer. But yeah, between him not wanting to wear clothes like a little man, and he has like muscles. My sister was really muscular and toned even as a little girl, and he looks just like her. So he's just a little 6-year-old walking around the house with muscles and like a bird chest and his shirt off and his tidy whities. Then he has these long curly eyelashes, and he be batting them at me, picking flowers out there. Titi Dina, I picked you this flower. Caressing my shoulder. I'd be like, boy, I am your auntie. And Jackson, he's not with all that lovey-dovey shit. He's in the 4-H club. Not really, but he likes fire trucks, construction, and pulling his stick out in public places and peeing outside. He's not going to use the regular toilet. So different experience with the boys. Y'all ain't hear them. Nobody broke into my room. It's because they're too busy watching whatever they watch on YouTube. To the rugby club, eh? These boys aren't football boys. They played soccer. They didn't really care for it. It was too hot. Um, they played flag football. Child. These ain't no NFL players. We got an engineer and Jackson, I think that he's going to lead the charge in bringing back 4-H clubs and agriculture to success. I don't know. I just see him. He's such a country boy. He's such a country boy. These aren't athletes, though. If they are, I'll be surprised. Maybe Jordan might get into basketball, but football, no, he's a Leo. He's too cute for that shit. He's not like he's a boy, but football, no. He doesn't like following the crowd. So when everybody was running this way, he'd intentionally run the other way, and then we just, yeah. Jackson is stubborn, like a bull. He likes to be outside. He likes to. So my nephew would probably be responsible for bringing them back if they were to ever come back, because he's such an agriculture boy. Like his dad fishes a lot. You know, his dad was raised in the country. He's more of a country boy than I am. And Jackson gives me that. He gives me that. Like his dad is always, you know, you catch him in some khakis, a camo hat, his fishing pole, his truck, you know. He's a real laid back, mellow guy, you know, lets my sister be the boss and he just loves on everybody and he just goes fishing when he wants to escape. Jackson has a similar energy than that. He's similar to that. So I don't know what he'll be, but he'll be handy for sure. He'll be handy. Jordan is gonna run through your daughters and make a lot of money. So beware. Beware. And he has good taste. So I'm prepared. My nephew Jordan is going to run through your daughters. Your 6-year-old daughters and up because he likes them older, not younger. So I'm just telling you now, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He a good man though. He gonna take care of whatever he make. Do they know how to sidestep? They ain't got time for that. Them boys are mind boys. They're thinkers. Good night, Jess. I'm about to go too. You guys, this was really fun. See you guys on. I'm gonna come back on Sunday. So I'll see you guys on Sunday, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Sunday for a little razzle dazzle. No, I haven't seen the trailer for the movie Him, but I will check it out. And another one of y'all cousins told me to check out Sinner, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. And we'll chat about it on Sunday. Love you guys. Bye. I trust you, RB, except for in your basement. Bye.